year since the channel took off, I've produced a video essay that essentially amounts to a mental health check-in. Regular viewers know the type. 2023's installment was a recontextualization of my creative process, and 2024's was an extended existential crisis about an R-rated puppet show. But this year, we're going to be doing something a little outside of the box. It was either this or making my own pillows from scratch, and as therapeutic as I find sewing to be, I doubt any of you have subscribed to me for tradwife adjacent content. If I was forced to swear fealty to one company, it would be Lego. I love their product, I love their mission statement, and I love all of the films they inspired. Lord & Miller truly blessed us when they produced this masterpiece.
What the heck is that?
It's a double-decker couch.
Tactile hobbies have always been a core pillar of my being. As a chronic overthinker, I cherish anything that has the ability to shut my mind off for a while, be it clay, needle and thread, or a complex interlocking brick system. Hence why I stockpile Lego sets to build whenever I'm feeling low.
Your mind is already so prodigiously empty that there is nothing in it to clear away in the first place.
The 3 sets I'll be assembling today each reflect a problem or dilemma that I'm currently facing in life. These issues include some of my artistic concerns, personal shortcomings, and the general sense of unease I feel when I look towards the future. Hopefully by the time everything's built, I'll have worked through some of these angsts whilst simultaneously making semi-interesting content. This bad boy was a birthday gift from my friend Emily, who is currently fighting for her life in grad school. Prayers up, everybody.
Just look at how happy he is.
I've always been a slow writer, a fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants gardener handcuffed to a neurotic and demanding architect. Molasses looks like Quicksilver when compared to me.
You didn't see that coming?
There are days where it takes me several hours just to draft a single paragraph. I really feel Aaron Burr's pain when he sings this verse in non-stop.
I'll be right like tomorrow will arrive. I'll be right like you needed to survive.
This idiosyncrasy isn't inherently crippling. I used to be able to set my own deadlines and meet them with regularity, but that hasn't been the case this year. What was already a gradual process has come to a screeching halt. I haven't completed any of my creative goals for 2025, and it's the middle of September. My productivity is at an all-time low, and I'm scared that it's only going to continue plummeting. At the moment, I can still afford to work part-time, but I turn 26 next year, and when that happens, I'll be kicked off of my parents' health insurance plan. Bye-bye current writing schedule.
But without an insurance plan to help you cover the massive cost of a medical emergency, you're only one injury away from being plunged into soul-crushing debt!
I don't hate my day job by any means, but it's not what drives me. It doesn't scratch the creative itch. There are so many projects I want to work on, but time is nature's most finite resource. Whenever I dwell on this ticking clock, I feel an honest-to-God sense of grief. I made the mistake of expressing this anxiety to a coworker, and her response was, and I quote, "Just use ChatGPT." It's severely depressing to see how many people are willing to throw away their cognitive abilities, but I think that's just one of the many side effects of living in a results-oriented culture. We value the completed work more than the arduous process of creating it, which is an ass-backwards approach if you ask me. Our society also fixates on job titles without actually addressing the fluid nature of those labels. A person cannot be defined by their position in a company, nor are they synonymous with the mundane tasks they complete. Jobs are merely a thing we do, and those things are not bound to the laws of perpetuity. A lawyer is still a lawyer, even when they're not in court. A surgeon is still a surgeon, even when they're not in an operating room. And a writer is still a writer, even when they're not seated at a desk. I'm always thinking of the next idea, reading sources during my lunch breaks and drafting theses on spare scraps of paper. And that won't change, even when my schedule does. I know for a fact that I'll get frustrated with those new time constraints once they're placed upon me, but I would rather spend 2 years drafting 10 pages than to ever use an AI for anything. And if that means it takes me 4 months to finish a video essay instead of 4 weeks, then so be it. Also, expect more movie reviews because TV shows take forever ever to analyze in depth.
I feel something inside. It's like the opposite of happiness!
This might just be the weirdest set LEGO's ever released. Avengers Endgame was literally the biggest movie ever, of all time. It has tons of action-packed scenes and set pieces to pick from. That film is essentially a toy maker's dream come true, and the master builders took one look at it and said, you know what would make a great product? Depressed Thor in his messy apartment. The kids are gonna love this!
So you guys want a drink? What are we drinking? Like beer, tequila, all sorts of things.
The box says 7+, but what 7-year-old in their right mind would want a 3D diorama depicting what their early 20s are gonna look like?
Thor, he's back. That kid on the TV just called me a dickhead again.
Noob master.
DC is definitely the company's favorite child.
Relax, everybody, I'm here.
Batman!
I've alluded to my mental health disorders in the past, but I've never properly elaborated upon them. This isn't because of any internalized sense of shame or embarrassment. I just don't think it's a particularly relevant topic. Media analysis is the bedrock of this channel. I'm just the monkey who composes it. But my illnesses are never not on my mind. I have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety. There's no definitive cure for these conditions, so I live in a constant state of maintenance. It's not terrible. I've been on antidepressants for approximately 2 years and have seen a licensed therapist since I turned 18. The combination of these two treatments have made my symptoms manageable, but they're always there in the back of my head, like a stove burner that I can't turn off. Independent rock band Icon for Hire has written countless songs covering the subject, but some of their most relatable lyrics can be found in their 4th album, Deep Cut, Background Sad.
Am I always gonna just be getting high, telling myself it's alright?
Depression is a difficult thing to explain and an even harder thing to portray. I don't think Thor's appearance in Endgame was as deeply offensive as people made it out to be, but I certainly wouldn't call it nuanced.
I'm fine, okay? We're fine, aren't we?
Oh, all good here, mate.
So, whatever it is that you're offering, we're not into it. Don't care, couldn't care less. Goodbye.
His scenes reflect the general public's woefully inaccurate understanding of this condition. Chemically speaking, depression is an emotional imbalance. It fluctuates. The lows wouldn't be nearly as hard to deal with if the highs weren't as equally intense. And the only movie I've seen that properly addresses this duality is the fucking Thunderbolts. I would actually be building a set based off of that film right now, if LEGO had made any. The dilemma between being healthy and unhealthy is, like most dichotomies, false. There's a lot of gray areas to parse out. The medications I'm on have successfully stabilized my moods, but remission is only considered to be a temporary recovery. You have to take every day in stride and revel in the little victories because there's no official finish line. Everyone's a work in progress until they die. This approach does get exhausting, but to quote another American rock band, the hardest place to be is right where you are. Perspective is key, and progress is nonlinear. No one is obligated to be better, but we owe it to ourselves to never stop trying, regardless of how tiresome the process is. Wait a second. That's better. And last but certainly not least, we have this set, which was a Christmas present from my mom. She wanted to commemorate the Fantastic Mr. Fox video's success and thought this would be a sweet way to do so, which is cute. Because every creator yearns to own a constant reminder that their best and most popular work is already behind them. I have a complicated relationship with this video. It's arguably the most personal piece of writing I've ever shared with the world. An 18-minute-long movie analysis turned catharsis session that helped me process a really traumatic loss. It is also a tremendously flawed project, one that I can't watch anymore because all of its imperfections make my stomach churn. The audio is unbalanced because I used a cheap-ass USB mic. The cutaway to Harry Chapin's Cats in the Cradle is disjointed and abrupt because I had to use YouTube's terrible editing suite to appease the copyright bots. I got Willem Dafoe's name wrong!
Embarrassing.
Fantastic Mr. Fox on Contentment is, for all intents and purposes, a creative paradox. It's the most viewed video on my channel. It was an algorithmic failure for the better half of a year. It's proof that I can indeed make something with widespread appeal. It's the persistent middle finger that flips me off each time I press the upload button. It is an essay that advocates for a more well-rounded understanding of satisfaction, written by a moron who sucks at taking her own advice. The comments on that video are so incredibly humbling and kind, which is why I feel like a complete and utter fraud whenever I read them. I'm not content. Far from it, in fact. It's certainly something I aspire to be, but true inner peace continues to elude me, hence why that project makes me feel so sheepish in retrospect. If you walked up to me in public and called me a hypocrite to my face, I would wholeheartedly agree with you. Artists are stereotypically seen as malcontents, and though a part of me chafes against this trope, it definitely exists for a reason. We are egotistical empaths who are ruled by both hubris and imposter syndrome. Our desire to create is matched only by our willingness to procrastinate. Perfectionism plagues each and every one of us, but in order to be prolific, we have to accept disappointment's inevitability and address our shortcomings where we can.
Oh my god, we suck.
There's a key difference between contentment and settling that I failed to properly articulate in the past, so let's correct that mistake here. Settling is stagnation, the willingness to be stuck. It is to see life as a series of fixed points, rather than a limitless sheet of blank paper. One is resentful, the other is reverential. To be content is to be calm. You can still strive for better things whilst finding joy in the development process. So long as you're present, you've done your part. I've grown so much as a creator since I released the Fantastic Mr. Fox video. My editing skills have improved, my sense of humor is now fine-tuned, and I'm even willing to show my face on camera, uncomfortable though it makes me. I may not be content yet, but I'll get there eventually. Such is the beauty of evolution. Each piece you place puts you closer to your goal. Anyone who says Legos are cheaper than therapy is lying to you. This shit is expensive.
Money, please! Money, please.
This video is brought to you by my patrons. If you'd like to support me and the channel, please consider pledging. I would deeply appreciate it. Until next time, take care.